Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the MG Hector Facelift. Yet another facelift. They keep facelifting this car. Anyways, before we start, let me tell you about an amazing fintech platform called PayMe. It's a RBI registered NBFC into digital lending which offers attractive discounts and interest rates with complete digital onboarding and easy repayments. Taking loan from PayMe requires minimum KYC and can be availed without any collaterals. The approval is instant. PayMe is fully compliant with recent RBI digital lending guidelines. Check the link in the description to know more. And back to the vlog. This is the key of the vehicle. This is to unlock the car, this is to lock the car, and this is to open the boot of the vehicle. Now straight away we are going to be opening the engine bay, and this is the petrol engine. It says MG Turbo right there. Very empty engine bay. There is insulation right there and it is a heavy hood. The grille has become larger now. It has this diamond shaped treatment which becomes smaller as you come lower. There's a camera here. That is the panel for the ADAS functions. It has got a slew of ADAS functions, of course. And the bumper has been revised a bit because of the size of the grille becoming bigger. This is the low beam, this is the high beam, and this is the fog light of the vehicle. This is the DRL, of course, and this chrome treatment is just in excess. The indicator is actually dynamic swipe, which takes the place of the DRL. But everything else remains more or less the same. In fact, the profile of this car is the same as before. It's running on 18-inch tires, 55, not 65. 215, 55, 18 is the size of the tires. Alloy wheel design is the same. It looks quite nice actually. And there's a camera here, of course. There you can see camera for the lane keep assist as well as for the rain sensing wipers. You get this roof rail, of course. And when you come near the car will automatically unlock as long as you have the keys of the vehicle on you. Says Morris Garages right here, and the rear profile has some revisions. Firstly, internet has gone outside because it says ADAS here. LED treatment. This connecting light also gets this nice LED treatment. Dynamic swipe indicators, which is a good touch. Faisal Khan's fingers of truth, disappointed with this fake exhaust. This is not LED, so halogen there. Rear parking sensors, of course, and the real exhaust is right there. The spare wheel is not an alloy, it's actually smaller size, so 215, I think that's 60, 17. Car is running on 18 inches, but you get 17-inch wheels on this car. Meanwhile, Ajay Devgan was spotted here. Let's open the boot of the vehicle. It says a human thing, I thought it's an animal thing. There's a camera placement right there. There, I press this button. Powered tailgate, of course, says Hector here. It's a bit too much, I believe. Boot is decent size. There's this parcel shelf which I can open like this, and there's some storage space below here. Yeah, there you see. Battery is placed right there. That is a warning triangle. Light placement here, of course. And being powered is actually a cool feature because most cars in this segment do not get this particular feature. There it shuts. Smooth enough. Let's get to the rear where the Hector really shines because there's good amount of space on offer. Look at the amount of space. There is good amount of legroom and knee room. Yeah, plenty of legroom and knee room. Under thigh support is okay. Average, not the best. Headroom is good though. Light, hook, handle and all that. Height adjustable seat belts, 6 airbags. Dashboard has been completely revised, so it gets a new dashboard with a massive screen, and there's a USB charging socket right there. AC vents have been placed right here. Everyone gets a head, thankfully. Center passenger too, and you get a center armrest with twin cup holders. It says Infinity because Infinity speakers. Door pockets are big enough. Nice aluminium treatment. It should have got a sunshade here for sure. Now you can adjust the seat recline angle. This is upright and you can recline it completely like this. So it's a 40-60 split. Very practical car because there's so much space on offer, and now the Hector gets a lot more features. So MG has gone ahead and, oh god, panel gap, added a lot of features on this car. You can see ambient lighting with multiple colors. I've set it on that. Lot of buttons here for various functions like opening the tailgate, which is powered, of course, and outside rear view mirror adjustment, and door pockets are big enough here. This is electric adjust. Yes, powered seats for the driver, and you can also get a different color scheme with wood instead of aluminium treatment in the center console. This is also powered. Glove box is decent size, not very big. Auto dimming, of course, and this slides ahead and behind. There is some storage space here. It's kind of small. Twin cup holders. You can shut this. Few buttons here. Few buttons here. They've removed the button from here and put it right here for the seat ventilation because both the front seats get ventilation function. Nice treatment here to tell you which gear you are in. Eco mode selector. There is a USB charging socket on both the sides, and there's a wireless charging pad. It gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity. This is the 360-degree parking camera. can change the view. It's quite nice. I really like the way this has been done. And this screen is now a full HD screen. The earlier screen was 10.4 inch unit. This is a 14 inch unit and it's huge. It gets ton of features actually. You get Park Plus app, JioSaavn, iCall, weather, and I mean they've just loaded it to the gills. Meanwhile, air conditioning menu is like this, and then air conditioning is a chiller, of course. Then you can use it like that. Only thing is that it's not the most responsive. It's way better than before, but still I mean it's not the most responsive in comparison. You can see it gets adaptive guidelines, of course. So you're just going to come out of this. This is the button actually to get into. Okay, we are in reverse right now. So let's get out of this. Press this button and this is the navigation. You can just zoom in. It's not the fastest. It gets connected car tag. It gets voice commands which work in multiple languages too. So yeah, that's nice. There's a sunglass holder here. There's a nice mirror and light here and also there on the other side. Dashboard design is actually quite nice, but these are actually the controls for the phone call settings and all that stuff, cruise control buttons and all that. Meanwhile, this is a 7-inch screen. You get plenty of information here as well. Okay, various stuff, but the screen is a bit, I would say, okayish, not that great. This is still loading. It's saying AQI 188. That's killer, literally. And then you can actually open the sunroof from this screen as well, and you can do it with voice commands too. It's a little slow to respond. Now it's opening. It's a massive panoramic roof, so lot of features in this car, but I've already done a walk around of this car earlier. I'm just giving you a quick what do I say, yeah, like a very quick dekho into what exactly is there in this car in terms of features. We're just going to shut the sunroof right now. So yes, it's a very loaded car, lot of gizmos, no mechanical change as such. And here you can get into various things like ambient lighting is there, follow me home headlamps, tire pressure monitor, wipers, tailgate. You can decide how much you want the tailgate to open, the position, you know. It's kind of cool. You can also decide how much position of the sunroof you want to open. So I really like the way that has been done. And you know, the cluster could be better. This is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. That is the start button. And some controls are given here, but we need more physical controls for sure, because I think it's a little too less, honestly. And it's saying do not use blower or infotainment system in engine off mode, preserve the battery. In DCT, CVT, shift to P before switching off ignition. They had this sticker from earlier because obviously DCT is no longer available in this car. And yeah, some of the buttons are obviously for the ADAS functions of this vehicle. They have added some soft materials here, which is kind of nice. Otherwise, there are a lot of hard plastics lower down. Infinity tweeters, infinity speakers. Quite nice, the audio quality. Let's start driving right away. Alright, we are all set to go. First and foremost, let me turn off the air conditioning, and yeah, there it is off. We'll just come to the home menu here. There we are. Nice map. Screen could have been a little bit more responsive. You know what, the funny thing, this driver window is one touch up and down. Yeah, and the funny thing is that if you press the key, all the windows will roll down and the sunroof will also open, but no window will roll back up, because auto is only there on this window and auto roll down is on every window, but it doesn't work auto roll down from here. It only works from the key. It's very weird. The sunroof does close with the remote though. Anyways, first things first, we are going to get into sport mode directly, and handbrake down. MG Pilot is on right there. Okay, we just zoom in a bit because why not, we can. Okay, there we are. It's actually showing me the indicators flashing in that little display there, which is quite nice. Straight away, we are going to turn off the hazard lights. I'm just going to give an indicator, and there it's showing me the indicator. It turns on the camera also. Traction control has to be turned off. There, traction control off. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Revving the motor. Rev still 2600 RPM. And there it sticks to around 5100 RPM and the rubber band effect starts. So on full throttle, this thing definitely happens, the rubber band effect. And then you know what, once you cross 80 kilometers per hour, it continuously keeps showing you that overspeed warning. That's it. It doesn't go. It will always remain there. That's weird. Fuel level is below 1.8 tank. So it's telling me to refuel the fuel, and it's actually showing me the fuel pumps around. So that's very thoughtful. So certain things are actually quite nice. Like the engine's refinement level, it's so smooth, it's so refined, it's unbelievably smooth, this engine. You can't hear a thing. So this is a 1.5 liter turbo petrol engine. Obviously it's turbocharged, gets direct injection as well. This one produces 143 horsepower and the torque output happens to be 250 Newton meters. They have removed the hybrid system, so there is no hybrid available, although it was a mild hybrid, a 48 volt mild hybrid system. That is gone now. So the engine is available only in one configuration, which is a non-hybrid, which is a turbocharged engine. there is the option of a 6-speed manual gearbox, which has a lot more turbo lag to contend with. This is the CVT, which is an 8-step unit, automatically in its own mind is doing stuff. So this being the CVT basically has contained the turbo lag to a certain extent, but there is still turbo lag, and this is a heavy car, almost 1700 kg. So you don't really feel the weight of the vehicle, but this engine really can't pull this car with a lot of enthusiasm as such. And then the CVT box is also a little bit not that great. I was going to use the word rubbish because that's what I feel about CVT boxes for spirited driving. Okay, a lot of body roll, I don't know where the car was going, but you know what, in the city it gets the job done. It's more efficient than the DCT. The DCTs has been discontinued as well, so you get it with either with a 6-speed manual gearbox or a 8-step CVT box. We are driving the CVT, there are no paddle shifters here. Drive it sedately, it's actually very smooth and refined, gets the job done, has a decent punch in the mid-range. Top end is completely lacking because that rubber band effect kicks in very fast. 0 to 100 km per hour takes 12 seconds, which isn't that bad for a car of this size, but that's in sport mode. You get it into the regular normal city mode, then it will give you roughly around 12.1ish seconds to go from 0 to 100 km per hour. So it's just 0.1 seconds slower. And in eco mode, there's this button for eco, it will go from 0 to 100 km per hour slightly slower at 12.3 seconds, so 0.3 seconds slower. So flat out acceleration wise, you don't feel the difference. Part throttle, you do feel there's a bit more difference between the various drive modes as such, and you can just call them the gearbox modes. So overall performance is adequate for the city. Out on the highway, you really have to push the throttle hard to get going, to make an overtake, and then it becomes very vocal as well. So that's that. The horn is very bad, huh? What is this horn? This horn feels like that of an Alto, not of a car of the size of a Hector. So very disappointing a horn. And there you can see MG Pilot is showing me a lot of things around. In fact, if I turn on the lights now, it shows me the light is on, but then it dims the display. So I'm just going to turn it off at the moment. Really nice ADAS function system here. In fact, it's got a slew of ADAS functions, like obviously forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control. It's also got bend cruise control, which works around the bends using the lane keep assist. So it's got lane keep assist, it's got lane keep warning as well. It doesn't get reverse cross traffic alert, which is there in the Aster, which is a cheaper car, of course. So that's a bit of an like omission, I would say. Otherwise, it's just fantastic the way the ADAS systems work. So I'm just going to press this. Okay, ESC off, cruise control unable to be activated. You cannot activate cruise control with the ESC off. But the point with the ESC is that anyways, it doesn't like prevent wheel spins, because wheel spins don't happen only because this gearbox will not let you launch the car, and then there's turbo lag as well. Surprisingly, these automatic indicators work very nicely, huh? Okay, I thought they work below 10, then I thought they work below 20 km per hour, then I thought they work below 30 km per hour. They can actually work at any speed, considering, factoring how much of a turn do you take. So here, no, they didn't work that time, but they do work. So very nice way of making the indicators work on their own. Slow speeds, they work fantastically well. Okay, let's listen to some audio. Audio quality is actually decent, not the best on radio, otherwise I think it would be good enough. And then you have a digital key as well. So a lot of features, like this car feels like a gadget, doesn't feel like a car, because the overall drive experience is very average, to be very honest. Firstly, the engine is kind of lackluster. Honestly, it's lackluster, and it's surprising that MG can't make a decent engine, because this petrol engine is not that great, and the diesel engine is not there. Diesel engine is borrowed from the FCA group, from Jeep, Fiat, Chrysler Automobiles, or Stellantis now, and that powers the Jeep Compass, powers the Tata Safari, powers the Tata Harrier as well. And somehow those guys have been able to plonk in an automatic gearbox with that engine. MG hasn't been able to do so, because MG, being a Chinese car maker, doesn't need a diesel engine or a diesel automatic. At least they don't use diesel in China, so that's the reason there's no diesel. UK obviously has a lot of diesel dominance, but the brand is from China. MG brand, Morris Garages, is a British brand owned by a Chinese company called SAIC. SAIC is huge in China, like humongous, majority market share. I think 25% market share, which is huge considering there are like 125 car makers there. I don't like the way this has been done, overspeed warning. But anyways, let's turn on the MG Pilot. We are on cruise control right now, so it's automatically slowing down, and I can decide how much distance I want to maintain there. Look, I want to maintain a gap of 7, or I want to maintain a gap of 1. Oh my god, that gives me a big range as well. So what you're going to do is we're actually going to slow down the speed. So I'm just going to get it to like 65 kilometers per hour. Let's indicate and come to the right lane as soon as I do that, and here it will start to pick up speed. Nice. So obviously cruise control system works fantastically well. This adaptive cruise control system, we are going to turn it off right now, and I'm going to turn off, I think it has something known as traffic jam assist or something like that, wherein it can also come to a halt completely. Yeah, the car will come to a complete halt if the traffic comes to a halt, and then it will pick up speed from there, and it works along with the lane keep assist system. So now we are at 69 kilometers per hour. There is a slight curve coming ahead. The steering is trying to fight itself. It's showing me there's a truck on the right, on the left. That's not a truck, that's a WagonR. Okay, stop calling it a truck. It's telling me there's a truck there, but the truck is in another lane. How is it telling me that? But it's making a turn. Now it's telling me please hold steering wheel. I don't understand the whole point of having all these ADAS functions if it's not going to let me do anything more than a minute, but it was able to make a corner. So fantastic. Bend cruise control, traffic jam alert, and everything works very nicely in this car. And there, okay, there's something coming ahead. It's applying brakes, it's applying brakes, it's applying brakes, and it's swerving to left. So yes, maybe it's the body roll which is working right now. So obviously the systems work fantastically well. Let's actually use the wipers, spray it a bit, clean the windscreen right now. So I definitely like the way MG has been able to, put ADAS systems in this car, because they are flawless in the way they work, and the display is also very crisp. Which brings me to the other issues, that the steering now has no feel or feedback. It's kind of weird, the steering. It doesn't inspire you to push it hard. Not that the body does anything to push you, inspire you to push hard. Let me get on the throttle. There it takes its own sweet time to build up pace. So that's very disappointing, that the engine doesn't have the oomph or the punch. And then obviously there is so much body roll as well. Doesn't feel that composed around the corners. You can feel the roll happening. There's plenty of roll as well. Steering doesn't inspire either. So this car is not an engaging car to drive. And then brakes are also okay. I would not say they are great. They are fine. You get rear disc, of course. At this price you expect that, but yeah, it gets the job done. There's grip, but it's not very sure-footed. Traction control off, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Come out of this menu, dude. What are you doing there? And we will just go left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Indicator off. Revving the motor, revs till 2.7 RPM, 2700 RPM, and off we go. There, the massive rubber band effect, and you can feel how this rubber band effect is so irritating, honestly. Now the thing is that this car's ride was very good before the previous facelift came, because it was running on 17-inch wheels with good sidewall. Now it's running on 18-inch wheels with a smaller sidewall, so low speed ride is not as good as before, but still it's a good ride in terms of overall low speed bump absorption. Problem is that the suspension is super duper soft, which is fine at really low speeds. Although the ride is not the best, it's good enough. Only thing is, at higher speeds now the ride is not that great, because there's a lot of vertical movement, and neither is the handling that great. So this car is neither good for ride or handling now, which is kind of surprising. Now low speed ride I'll give it to it, but higher speeds the ride isn't that impressive. So that's a bit of a bummer. But overall, if you like gadgets, if you like features, if you like a big car at a relatively attractive price point, and if you like space, then this Hector is actually very, very, very impressive. You wouldn't really complain about anything if you don't like driving, that is, because it's a fantastic chauffeur driven car, good amount of space. Only thing is, it's best in the city. I'll tell you why. Out on the highway, usually cars give better efficiency, not the Hector. No, not the CVT, I mean. Because out on the highway, there's a big problem, and that problem is that in order to make a quick overtake here, I have to rip the throttle really hard, and that takes a toll on efficiency. In the city, also, it's not very efficient. This car will return only single-digit numbers, period. It will not go into double digits at all, and that makes it quite the gas guzzler. So MG's engine is not really efficient. It's not the best performing either. That is the reason why you should opt for the diesel. The diesel is just so much better. Okay, there's turbo lag and there's no automatic, which is very shocking at this time of 2023, but at least that engine has grunt and that engine has decent efficiency as well. This is not efficient. In the city, 7 to 8 kilometers per liter, nothing more. Out on the highway, 9 kilometers per liter, not more than that. How is that happening? Why is it not getting more than 9 kilometers per liter? Because out on the highway you can cruise along. Now if you want to make an overtake, you ring the throttle, it's going to drink a lot more fuel. So that is a bit of a problem, which brings me to the crucial thing, the price of this car, which is attractive considering the size, considering the features. It is attractively priced car, but I'm quite surprised that MG has given so many features but has missed out on certain features here and there. I mean, one touch could have been there for all power windows. Skipping it makes no sense. but then they have given us this fantastic massive screen, which is better than before, but still not the most effortless, because there's still some amount of lag coming from the screen. So some hits, some misses here and there, but that crucial attention to detail is not really there in this car. So they've just built upon the Hector, and they've not really looked into every aspect, because few things I feel could have been slightly better, but then I'm being a little nitpicky right now. Let's just stop here. Hazard lights on. Right now I'm actually going to get into drive mode. I'm going to get into manual for the gearbox, because I can't do it when I'm in sport mode, and we are going to try and make shift ourselves. Hazard lights off, and then see, when I turn the steering wheel, it should, oh, there it's showing me which side the indicator automatically works, which is kind of cool. It also works at higher speeds. Okay, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. It will automatically make shifts. What is the point of actually having manual control when it doesn't really give you manual control? By the way, there are 13 variants on offer of the new MG Hector Facelift, and out of those, obviously we have got petrol manual, petrol automatic, which is a CVT. You pay 1.6 lakhs more for the automatic version, and you pay 3.3 lakhs more for the diesel, which is a considerable premium. Insane. 3.3 lakhs more, which is kind of baffling, and the diesel is not available with all the bells and whistles. That's the reason this car is priced at 25.91 lakhs. Meanwhile, the top end diesel is priced at 26.30 lakhs, and the base variant is priced at 17.46 lakhs. So in terms of pricing, it's similar to the Harrier and the Safari, but those cars also get the option of an automatic. But in terms of drive experience, this is the worst drive experience in the whole segment. The Creta drives better, the Seltos drives better, the Alcazar drives better, the XUV 700 drives better, the Scorpio N drives better, the Harrier drives better, the Safari drives better. All these cars actually drive better than the MG Hector. But the Hector offers you great bang for the buck in terms of features, in terms of space, and that is one of the reasons why you would consider it, just for the space and the features, because MG is just giving a lot more bang for the buck with the level of space and features they are starting to offer. The only thing which is missing is a diesel automatic right now, and once they do that, and obviously we also need a better petrol engine, because once that happens, trust me, this car would be a good buy in the segment. So now you're going to take a U-turn without really having to give indicator, because there it will automatically do that. It's smart enough, huh? It is very smart in that regard. This is my vlog of the MG Hector Facelift. Again, दोबारा वापस facelift होगी, बार-बार facelift होती रहती है. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's the like button, and don't forget to check out PayMe. Finally, we had some wheel spin. Bye bye.